In Canvas, you have the flexibility to adjust the navigation on this left-hand side over here for students as you see fit. Now, what I would suggest doing is narrowing it down to only the things the students need to see. So I'm going to go down through here and just go to Settings. And then as I go through here, you'll see Navigation up here at the top. And I can take any of these. Let's say I don't need students to be able to see the people within the course. I'm going to go through there and disable, and then let's say I don't need them to see pages either, because that doesn't mean I can't get to it, but there's no reason for them to click on pages to find content. Similar to files, I don't need them to go to files to do anything, or the outcomes or rubrics, I don't need them to see that. Let's say I don't even want them to see quizzes, because I'm going to have that all within a module. I can even take away the ability to see modules, but you have to make sure there's a way for students to get the content. I would always suggest leaving modules on there because it isn't going to hurt anything for that to be on the side. Now, these other things, you can choose whether you want to take them away. Sometimes I would take away assignments too, because if they're all within a module, it makes sense to go to one location to get the things instead of multiple places. And then I'm just going to go through here and make sure to disable anything that I don't think is going to be all that helpful. Now, attendance may be helpful if it's going to be a fully online course where you're going to check attendance on a daily basis. You can leave that on there. That's not something students can see, but the teacher can see it. I'm just going to go ahead and take it off for now because it's not one of those things that is particularly helpful for most people. And then, well, let's say I want to leave iReady and Clever on there. And then I'll always suggest leaving GradeSync on there. I just put it at the bottom. Students can't see GradeSync, but if you're syncing any data with PowerSchool, this is a helpful tool to make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. Now down here, these are all the things that you've turned off. Make sure though, when you're done, you hit save. If you just click out of it, it will not save these changes and you'll wonder why my navigation isn't going anywhere. Now, you'll notice I have kind of an eyeball with a line through it for a lot of these. That's telling me that there is no content in these places for students to see. Or I've disabled it. So if I hover over it, it says not visible to students. If I hover over modules, it says no content. Now you're probably thinking, but I created some modules, why is it telling me I don't have content? And if I go in here, it tells me it's not published. So as long as there's nothing published in here, there is no place for them to see. So I'm just going to leave Civil War unpublished, and then let's say I go back here and refresh my page. You'll notice that little eyeball with a line, it went away. So that's how you can go through and set up your course navigation. Now, here's a quick tip. You can include other things that aren't within Canvas in your navigation. And let me show you how to do this. Instead of going to navigation, I'm going to go to apps. So let's say that I have my teacher web page that I want to make sure my students get to. The app for this is called the redirect tool. There it is. So I click on it and then I add app. Now, most of them, when you add app, it's going to take you into the application and ask for a product key and all this. This, I just want to name it. So class website. Now, here's the other part. If you're using Canvas, I wouldn't also suggest using a class website because you can use pages for that. But let's say you did have a class website or any other web page. I put the URL that I want it to go to, and then I just make sure I put in there the course navigation. I want this to show up in the course navigation. So let me just find something real quick. Now, whenever I go to that, it's in here now. I have to go and turn it on in the navigation though, because it will be down here. there it is. So once I hit save, it's now in my class navigation, and when I click on it, I will be directed to open a new tab, and it will take me to my class webpage or wherever I wanted to send the students. So the redirect tool, that's a very helpful tool to build in some other things within your navigation to really make Canvas what you want it to be and include everything that you need it to be. And that's similar, that's how we did iReady and several other things in here too from the district, because they weren't things that synced in with Canvas. So really we can do this with anything, and teachers have the flexibility to include any links they want to within their navigation.